Hey, and welcome back to Sonic Colors for the Wii. Now we're getting closer to the tail end of the game. We're going to Asteroid Coaster, which admittedly is one of the most aesthetically cool looking levels, do you think so?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I definitely love the colour scheme of it. Honestly, the weakest appearance-wise, I'd probably have to say it's... I can't remember the name of the level now, but it's the Sweet one.
Oh, Sweet Mountain. Yeah, Sweet Mountain, I know I brought this up quite a bit in the part, but like, food levels don't really sort of appeal to me as much, whereas the fucking, like, roller coasters in space, now that is the fucking hypest shit, I don't even care. But I do kind of think that, like, just the general look of it, before I go on, best wisp. This is the best fucking wisp. This is Frenzy, the purple wisp. And basically, you start him, he goes fucking ballistic. You can't control him that well, he just darts all over the fucking place. But ultimately, I don't care, because it's satisfying, it's fun.
Gotta love how it deactivates the moment you hit a bounce pad, though.
Yeah. Well, it's weak to the bounce pad. It just reminds me of like this one charity stream the Sonic Twitter did a while ago where they had Roger Craig Smith on as a guest, and he just went on this like just constant bounce pad for like minutes straight, and it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
It's great. We were just talking about this before we started recording, but like at the time we were recording this part and the last part, it's just soon after the Sonic Twitter did another one of their character takeovers. Like, there were some interesting ones, like apparently Eggman's Max or whatever have got a file about Sonado, we found out. God. And what was the other one? There's also the best thing now from the series possibly. I have heard Shadow the Hedgehog in my lifetime say that anime is actually a well-respected art form. It's perfect.
So it was really enjoyable having Shadow added to it, especially all the types of questions he'd been given, especially how is Maria doing?
Oh yeah, well, what was the response to that one?
He said that he's got a list and he's adding the person to it.
Oh yeah.
To which Sonic quickly panicked and shouted, "Run for your life!"
Also, the other one that I found funny was that Kabanamani, a YouTuber, who just he's got a running joke about how he can't find his dad and shit, and now Eggman is apparently his adopted father.
Oh yeah,
that shit's great. This is one of the things that the Sonic just social media team under Aaron Webber and his team, they are just so fucking great. They're on the ball with this and they just work with it so perfectly, don't they? But this is another thing that I noticed, because we should probably be cards on the table here. This part is recorded quite a long time after the other parts because I got ill for a while, so some of the stuff we were talking about, our Odyssey impressions, our Forces impressions, were quite outdated at the time of this going live, but who the fuck cares? It's that's one of the things that I used to get really conscious about, whenever we'd talk about something in a playthrough and then a week later we'd be outdated. Nowadays I don't really give a shit. But yeah, have you guys been following the newer Forces information that's come out?
I've seen a couple of the levels that have been shown early.
Alright, are you talking about leaks or official?
Yeah, the leaks.
I'm not going to go into detail about the leaks because I know some people are would rather just see that for themselves. I have seen the whole game now. I've seen everything from it. And one thing that sticks out to me is that the game looks much better than the official marketing made it out to be. Because they showed off the most boring levels they could possibly have picked. There's some actual cool set pieces and whatnot in the game itself that they didn't mention that. They just decided to show, what are people excited for in this new game? I know, let's show Green Hill. Let's show this one generic looking city place.
What else can we show? Corridors. Lots and lots of corridors.
Yeah. Admittedly, there is still a lot of that, and the Avatar stuff does look clunky throughout, and the classic level design doesn't really get better, but, you know, there's still some stuff to look forward to that, you know, I think they could have teased a bit better. Like, I can understand that they want to leave some stuff just to kind of, you know, people finding their own time, but, like, they did a... I don't put the blame on the Western PR team at all. Like, I get the vibe with the Sonic Team games, they just show off what they're allowed to or what they're given early. But, yeah, there's some stuff that, you know, they could have shown off better. And what I find amusing is that for the first leak stream that went live, like, the guys went in and they just asked the guy to stop and he complied and that. After that, when more and more of them were going up, they just stopped bothering. I think they kind of clocked on that people were actually getting more excited about the game from the leaks than the actual trailers and shit.
Like, isn't it the fact that the team that worked on Forces, they were all fairly new to Sonic?
Well, the level designers were. Like, the level designers, guys who... Like, there was one of the level designers from Lost World, and the other two were new. And so it kind of does show in the level design, particularly the classic stuff, because like modern Sonic has always been more of a spectacle thing, hasn't it? So like you can get away with a bit more automation, you can get away with some more flashy sort of shit, whereas the classic stuff, in a way, it's a little bit dimpsy. But the bigger problem is it's actually got more of the colour sort of problem to it, of like, it's a bit on the blocky side. There's a lot of stop and start going on, which, you know, like, I can look past it in colours, because colours has just got this sort of upbeat, positive vibe to it, that like, yeah, some of the sub-levels are a bit shit, but whatever. You know, on the whole, it's still plenty to excite you. But in Forces, I don't know, it just doesn't really have that same sort of appeal to me. Maybe it's because classic Sonic in itself, it's a different gameplay style, I don't know entirely. But speaking of not so great levels, this level I'm not that fond of.
Yeah, these types of levels, there's like... How many of these are there? It's like 3 or so, these particular ones.
Well, usually the structure from what I've seen is there's tend to be like 2 proper levels and 4 sort of shorter ones for each road, at least from what I've recalled going through this playthrough. And these ones, some of them were kind of fiddly to get down. Like this one, I think I might have taken a couple of attempts just to get it down without getting hit, and that because like just remembering what you're meant to do and like using the wisps properly, you know, there's a bit of stuff to think about there. But yeah, on the whole, these, you know, you can get through them fairly quickly. I think it was actually Act 5, I want to say, in this one that gave me the most difficulty in like redoing it. But you know, when I'm recording playthroughs, they tend to take me a lot longer than when I'm just playing it for the fuck of it, so take that how you will. I can't remember if it was Act 4 or 5. Let's see which one this was and go with it from there. Oh, this one's cool. Do you remember this one, Steve?
Yeah, this is where you're going on an endless circle, isn't it?
Yes, the race against the motorbugs. What you got to do is you got to look for the switches, and then, like, once you've hit all of them in order, then the goal ring will appear. But I just like to see it as a cool race against the motorbugs. You know, the first enemy that Sonic faced off against back in Green Hill Zone Sonic 1. Now we're in space racing a bunch of them. They're pumped up. Like, there's that one big fucker there on the left. Rip. And I don't know, it's just a cool one. It's another thing of like Mon Sonic being a bit of a spectacle, and I like these kind of levels on the whole. So, you know, it is what it is really, and I'm happy about it. I think I did miss one of the rings at the start, so that's a shame, but I'm not that fussed. But yeah, the other thing that we talked about that we dated ourselves on back in the Planet Wisp part, Mario Odyssey. I've since played that game right through. That game was a lot of fun. I don't know, have you guys seen anything more of that, like, gameplay-wise?
Not really. No. It's based out 64, isn't it? In a way.
It's similar. It's...
Or is it like Galaxy?
No, it's more akin to 64 than Galaxy. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. done in a way that I actually feel rewarded for exploring on my own. And that's a rare thing for me because I normally lean more towards like linear gameplay styles. But it's that balance of like there's stuff to go and look out the way for, but it still kind of points you in the right direction, like all the levels and that. Now, going back to the game, this cutscene here, they actually touch on something here, like look, where's Yaka? They don't know where he is. This is something that they just don't really touch on again. I don't know if you recall that, Steve.
Oh, I can't remember.
Because like we've got this sort of combination of like we've got the machine here that's obviously doing fucked up things, turning them all into the purple frenzy wisps, and they don't know where Yaka is. That could have been a like plot beat, couldn't it? Of like Yaka's been transformed. That would have been cool to me, but you know. Now this I seem to recall being a bit of a challenging one to get down because there's like throwing together a lot of the different set pieces here, like the rotating things from Sweet Mountain. We've got the fucking nom nom nom. Chris, from what you've seen this so far, what do you think of Asteroid Coaster?
It seems like one of the better levels, yeah.
I know you obviously can only go off aesthetics here, really, but it's cool to look at in my eyes. Even if there is a bit of the standing and waiting. Now, something that we didn't really touch on so far is the extra thing that I'm not going to be showing off in this playthrough, but the red rings, each of them you go through, there's 5 in every level, and they add up game modes. Maybe it was Act 6 I was thinking of, by the way. But, like, you unlock the extra game modes, and then once you've beat all the game modes, you get Chaos Emeralds for Supersonic. Steph, have you ever done that?
Yes, I did.
I never have. I've never bothered. Because, I don't know, like, it's a thing with this game, I'm not too fussed about playing as Supersonic in this. Because it's the kind of gameplay where, like, there is a lot of stop and start, and just, I don't think Supersonic would really add much.
I will agree on that. It's like, there are definitely a good few levels where Supersonic does come into his own, but because there are so many, as you said, stop and start levels, it doesn't fit.
Do they do the thing where you have to like get 50 rings like normal?
Yes.
That makes sense, but now I just think like out of all the games that Supersonic's been in, like I kind of prefer it when he's like a plot thing. You know, like you get the Chaos Emeralds in the plot, and then like the final boss is a Supersonic boss, which like they do sometimes. I don't know whether that's something that people prefer on the whole.
I don't mind either way, honestly.
How do you get him in this one? What is it? There's no plot to it.
No, like the Chaos Emeralds don't show up in the plot. He's just like an optional unlockable. But like I just, you know, I kind of prefer it when you've got a big thing, because when it ties into the plot, then you get the Supersonic transformation in the plot itself, and that's cool. And like in terms of Supersonic bosses, I think my favourite overall is still the Final Hazard from SA2. Second is probably Solaris, because I like Solaris as a fight. Like I know, like Sonic 06, the epic May game, but no, I do like Solaris legitimately. Even if there are a few difficult parts, like when you're in phase 2 and everything's spazzing out all over the place, and like, you know, trying to aim anything with silver in that fight is not impossible.
But good music for that fight as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Is it his world?
Yeah, it's the sort of instrumental, upbeat, hype as fuck cover of His World. I love it. I love His World. It's like one of my favourite Sonic themes. Probably just behind like Live and Learn and maybe Open Your Heart. But yeah, like that's one thing that 06 does do quite well. I think like in the end, like the story is fucking shit, but like there's this sense of tension in the last story. Like if you can look past the whole Princess on Hedgehog thing, Princess on Dead Hedgehog, once you look past that, you know,
Pretty difficult to look past.
it is. But I've noticed that One of the older FlameHisWorld videos that still gets a lot of attention to this day is the necrophiliac bestiality part. I named it that as a fucking joke, but I've got this bit of software like vidIQ that you can look through what people have been searching for to find your videos, and one guy found that video by searching for Sonic bestiality. Like, I shit you not, like one of the keywords that has led people to that. I'm not sure what I expected.
There are some terrible people.
Like, thank you for the view, but go get yourself checked.
You know, I don't like what you're doing to my friends in there. It's messed up. So I'm gonna mess you up.
Oh shit.
Easily the biggest threat in anything ever.
Got a problem with that? I want to be able to fully enjoy taking you apart without some pulled muscle slowing me down.
I know, I was giggling all the way through the first few parts as well, but like, I'm sorry, I fucking love these cutscenes so much.
Maybe a little shame.
It's not even responding, it's just hovering.
It's like when I try to be funny, isn't it?
Warn you.
Yeah.
I say the thing, no one laughs.
It's the right thing to do. Because if we respond, we just encourage.
But I like being enabled. Now this is basically just a reskin of the Starlight Carnival one. There's a few extra phases to it, but on the whole you approach him the same way. You can homing attack him from the front, he'll drop shit that you can use against him. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, I'm gonna rocket him, whereas I seem to recall I lasered him in the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that's just, you want to get underneath him. And I will say it's the sections here that are the hardest parts to dodge, and this was why this took me a good few retakes just to get it down, because I wanted to do it without getting hit. But basically you dodge that and then use the Team Sonic's blasting off again right into him. I like how much better the Rocket Wisp is here compared to in Generations, because in Generations it was very situational. Again, Planet Wisping Gen sucks. I've said my piece on it multiple times now, but just got to make it clear.
Yeah, it's like the rocket wisping that it's not so much about traversing to higher levels, but it's like just destroying paths that are in your way that you need to get through anyway.
The only real like other use of rocket in that level, like in the modern one, is when you're in that end section and everything's falling down. If you need a bit more time, you can rocket into it to push the falling platform that little bit up. That was really bad wording on my part, wasn't it? That little bit up. Yeah. The other thing you learn from recording yourself talking over things, I can't fucking talk. Like, little bit of like insider things that you might find fascinating or not. You might just think I'm retarded. But when I was recording Vanquish, one of the parts I decided to go in depth about like my battle strategy, and that was taking out the Gulgi enemies, like, you know, getting them out of the way and like just generally getting the easy ones out of the way before you attach to the bigger ones, basically. But I got the name confused, and I thought they were called bogies because one of the bosses earlier on is called a bogie. And guess which right absolute twat had to go through re-recording loads of individual lines over and over.
Oh, I don't envy you.
Well, it's because I'm dumb, to be fair.
It's like, what do the rings do in Sonic? Like, genuinely, what do they do in universe? They're just there.
They are, like, it does. Like, I know there was that little meta joke toward the end of Generations, weren't they? Of what did he do with all of them?
Yeah, where does he put them? I don't know. I asked him once, but I can't remember.
Like, in some games, they're currency, aren't they? Like, if you think in the adventure games, you can buy things for your chow with them. But that, I don't know how canon that is.
Doesn't he just absorb them for boost power in other games?
Yeah, like in Unleashed and Generations, he, you know, they're boost power to him. But Like, they're just flexible to whatever the particular game calls for, I think.
Yeah.
Looks like we're the good guys. Ignore the fact that there's another part and thus a threat gonna be coming in later. But, back in the theme park, everyone's happy.
We've saved the Wisps and their planet, even though their planets have been practically terraformed already into theme parks. But yay, we saved them!
I do like how the whole tractor beam thing's basically what they had Little Planet hanging from in Sonic CD. Like, I don't know whether that was an intentional reference or just that's this universe's way of capturing planets.
Just use a big chain.
Yeah,
Looks like the aliens are happy to be going home too.
I guess.
They
they're just spinning in circles.
They don't look happy.
One of them's angry.
Yeah, specifically the laser wisp.
No, like the laser one, the spike one in the background, like he just looks like he's giving a death glare, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, the spike wisp. They're always pissed off. It's like the one in the opening cutscene. You've got all those cube wisps like playing around stacked on top of each other, and then you've got the pink one just barrels through them for no reason.
Yeah. It's like, fuck you guys, I'm going through. Oh shit, I'm now stuck.